Hello, welcome back. We're going to be talking in this video about your financial obligations and really what that means and what your money is going towards. So I'm going to be going over a really comprehensive PowerPoint that's going to break down your dues and just talk about all things finances within TriDelta. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you what you really need to do next and how you can get in contact with me if you have any questions. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk a little bit about finances. So just to start off, TriDelta has many different financial processes and systems and things that we like to do. So this is going to go over a lot of different information, but you are going to hear this multiple times throughout your entire membership within TriDelta. So don't worry about having everything memorized today. You'll hear it multiple different times, and we can definitely go over this at the beginning of each semester. So what are you paying for with your dues? So in this, I really want you to just focus on the fall dues, that $488. Over here, you'll see spring dues. This is going to be related to new members, so women who join SHU TriDelta next semester. So you all joined this semester, so your dues will not entail this $588 next semester. This is not related to you. You all are paying these fall dues, these $488. So the breakdown of that are these different fees. So you have your chapter dues, which is going to be $100. You have your new member fee, which is $48. Your initiation fee, which is $162, and your badge and guard fee, which is $178. So that is the breakdown of the total of $488. So once you get initiated, you will be considered an active member or an initiated member. So this is what your spring dues will really entail. So next semester, like we've said kind of before, you're only paying this one-time new member fees that first semester of membership. So next semester, your dues breakdown is going to look a lot smaller. So next semester, what we have budgeted right now is for you all to each pay $200 as active members. And really what that will entail for next semester is your chapter retreat, your recruitment preparation and any ongoing recruitment efforts you all might be doing, your sisterhood events, your philanthropy events, and your officer onboarding, since we will be doing leadership positions next semester. So this semester, it will be that $488. The bulk of it is those one-time new member fees. And next semester, it's going to be $200, all going to your chapter dues. So really what is included in your fees? So if you take all of that money and total up, your revenue is $84,440. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. So those expenses really are broken down as expenses to executive office and officer and general chapter expenses. So just like you would if you were an adult with a salary and a house and a car and all the things, you have general expenses that you just have to cover. You have to pay your car insurance, you have to pay your mortgage, you have to pay for these things in order to just live. That's just how life is. Annoyingly enough, we just have things you have to pay for. So that is really what expenses to executive office is. Those are your bills, the things that you really have to pay in order to just operate as TriDelta. So those EO expenses go off to executive office, and then your officer and general chapter expenses stay here at the chapter level. So what we're looking at for that officer and general chapter expenses is $18,200. And those expenses really cover officer budgets, your sisterhood events and sisterhood retreats, your chapter retreat, any sort of philanthropy event that you all are really wanting to put on, your Panhellenic fees to Sacred Heart. So all chapters within the Panhellenic community pay fees to Sacred Heart, and your new member materials and activities and your charter fee. So that really encompasses a whole umbrella of things, which is why we have a whole budgeting system and accounting system that we use in order to operate our chapters. So it's just some things to know is that a chapter only receives revenue from their members. We do not get money from alumni in order to help you all operate. We don't get money from executive office to operate. We get money from our members. We are a member-driven organization. So the dues that you pay is what we use to run on a daily basis. So it's why important that each member pays their dues so that TriDelta can continue to operate. Another thing to know is that revenue really increases and decreases based on membership total. So a chapter that has 100 members is only going to have maybe 36,000 in their bank account, whereas a chapter of 200 members is going to have $73,000 in their bank account. So it's a very big difference. That is why we want all of our chapters to be at total. And total is that number that Panhellenic sets. It's really that ceiling. So you can't recruit more than what total is set at. And really being at total is how your chapter is able to run most efficiently and operate very soundly. So as a new chapter, it is really important that we do strive to be at total so that you all can have the full experience that you really want to have as a member. Another thing to know is chapters have to pay for their mandatory expenses before you can have that fun money. So like we talked about in the previous slide, you really have to pay those bills first and make sure that everything is covered in order to operate. So you can't have a sound house if you're not paying your air conditioning bill. So really we have to make sure we're covering all of our mandatory expenses first, and then we can start to have those fun social events and things like that. So let's keep going. So let's talk a little bit about our financial responsibility. So hopefully by this point you all have watched our other video really explaining the obligations of membership. Within that, you will read that part of your obligations of membership is meeting the chapter's financial obligations to the fraternity and to your collegiate chapter. So that's really paying your dues and really fulfilling the obligation that you have set and that you've signed with Tri Delta. We also ask that you understand that Tri Delta's relationship is with you as an individual and not with your family. So really what that means is because you are over the age of 18, you are an adult and we have a contract with you. We do not have a contract with the people who are paying your dues if someone else is paying your dues. So in the event that you need to discuss your dues or that you need to ask questions, we really need to discuss that just with you. We will not be taking any questions or calls from whoever else may be involved in your financial situation. That statement of financial obligations really outlines your financial obligations for the academic year. So really what that means is that every single year you will be prompted to sign a new statement of financial obligations. And because of that, that means that our chapter budget essentially changes every single year. So you all get to say every single year if you want to increase your dues, if you want to lower dues, really you want that money allocated to within your budget. And so every year when that budget is set for the next fiscal year, you all will be prompted to sign a new statement of financial obligations. And by signing your statement of financial obligations, the chapter definitely has the right to use a collection agency if your membership is terminated for not meeting that financial obligations. So what that means too is that because you are signing a contract with us, you are responsible for paying your dues in a timely manner. So we do have a 30, 60, 90 day policy. So 30 days past due, which really means once you are invoiced through our accounting system, through that Omega Phi, which hopefully you've watched our video explaining the My Omega Phi. If you haven't already, please go watch that. But through our Omega Phi system, we will send you an invoice, and within 30 days of receiving that invoice, you must have your dues paid. Really, your bill is due upon receipt. So after 30 days past due, you will be placed not in good standing with the chapter, which means you really can't hold an office, you can't wear a badge or vote on any questions that comes before the chapter. You also will receive a 2% late fee. So 2% of your overall bill, you'll receive a late fee on top of that. And then you're placed on chapter probation. This will all be sent to you through an official notice if this is something that does happen to you, that you are 30 days past due. Then in the event that you're 60 days past due, so 60 days after you receive that invoice, you continue to be not in good standing with the chapter, but then you will also be automatically placed on fraternity probation, which is just a higher level of probation with our overall fraternity, not just you all as a chapter. So again, you won't be able to vote on questions or hold an office or be assigned to be a sponsor for any new member during initiation. And then once you hit that point that you are 90 days past due, so 90 days past the time of your invoice, you are then subject to termination with the fraternity. So we will always be in contact with you before you hit that 90 days past due. You will be receiving a notice and definitely in communication with the finance committee if that were to ever happen. So in the event that you do need any financial assistance to avoid hitting those 30, 60, 90s, We also offer installment plans or a payment extension agreement. So really an installment plan breaks your payment for this semester over 2 different months. Your one-time new member fees will need to be paid before you get initiated. So before that October 24th, you will need to pay at least 388 of your dues. That additional 100 we can break over 2 different months if we need to. So that will be for this semester. Next semester, because you will be within Tri-Delta the whole entire semester, we can break your $200 payment over 3 different months if you are needing that additional assistance. So we do ask that you request an installment plan prior to being billed. So we do have a Google form in our newsletter, so please fill that out if you are needing an installment plan, and I will be in contact and we will work with you on that. We also offer a payment extension agreement. So really this is for you if you do hit that 30, 60, or 90 day and you do have plans to pay your dues, but maybe you don't have that money right then and there. We can write up a payment extension agreement, which is really just a contract saying that we will extend your deadline so that you are not on fraternity probation or you're not subject to termination. So if that happens, we'll definitely be in communication with you and offer that as an option. We also have extraordinary membership status. So in the event that you are under like some really unforeseen circumstances, or you're not on campus due to another circumstance and you need your requirements reduced or your dues or crews reduced temporarily for that 1 semester, you can meet with the conduct, or not the conduct committee, the executive committee ahead of time and request to be placed on extraordinary membership status, and those accommodations can be made. So this must be requested with the conduct committee, sorry. The conduct committee is where you request this. So if you ever have any questions, please feel free to contact me at my email, or you can shoot me a text message at 817-513-3050, and I would love to talk to you more about your chapter finances. I'm also going to show you your statement of financial obligation so that you can really see what it is that you'll be signing. Through that same Omega account, Omega Phi, you will be assigned this contract to sign. So it will be a virtual signature, and I am able to see on my end who all has signed it and who has not. So I'm just going to show you what the virtual contract looks like, and this will be located on your Omega Phi account. So as you can see, it's the Epsilon Psi chapter of Delta Delta Delta, and you can see here it's $100 in chapter dues this semester and $200 in the spring, for a total of $300 for the year. And if you scroll down here, we also have those new member fees at $48, the initiation fee of $162, and the badge fee of $178. And then down here at the bottom, through Omega, you will be able to enter your signature, print your name, and have the date. If you are under the age of 18, we also will have your parent or legal guardian sign this. And then the second you do sign that, I have everything I need from you on my end, and we should be all good to go. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out. And if you are needing an installment plan, please fill out that Google form as soon as possible. I will need that done by the end of the week. But thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for spending your time with me.